Juxtaposition to the hatred that the Catholic and Mormon churches perpetrated through Yes on 8, but to show a church in San Francisco that does nothing but build love and community. Representing Glide Church, Reverend Kevin Alvedetto, who's here with us tonight.
I come bringing hope, love, and courage from the Glide Church family. Glide has stood in solidarity with the LGBTQ community for 4 decades and will continue to do so until justice and equality is achieved. This is a day of contradictions. We are people who have been holding in tension, celebration, and despair. We are people holding in tension the historic election of Barack Obama as the President of the United States. While we anxiously watch the tally regarding Proposition 8, we hold in tension the new day that is dawning in this country regarding race relations, while at the same time find night falling on the LGBTQ community as a majority in the state of California are choosing to write discrimination into our state constitution. We are living a day of tension. Our country's history bears witness to the fact that the chains of oppression have enslaved too many, that the road to justice is not without challenges, that equal rights for all persons is a dream that must, through hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, be turned into a reality again and again and again. We will rise up. We will not allow the fears of a slim majority lead squelch the power of love in our lives. We will rise up. We celebrate and will continue to nurture the No on 8 movement that has given birth to a new era of activists and activism. We will rise up. We will continue to take our place in the long march to civil rights for all persons, regardless of race, regardless of class, regardless of abilities, regardless of sexual orientation, regardless of gender identity. We will rise up. Love is an unstoppable force which has the power to transform even the hardest of hearts. Love will have the ultimate say as we continue to work for marriage equality. Love will cast out hate and fear. It will give birth to a new day of justice and equality for all people. We will rise up. Amen.
But I want to reflect on a time when there was someone who would come here on Valentine's Day, dressed somewhat like she's dressed tonight. And if there's anybody that's going to take us forward in a winning direction, it's someone who came again and again, and who to so many of us personifies this fight, the grassroots fight, the effort that will continue from this night moving forward, our own Molly McKay of Marriage Equality.
To be surrounded by all the reminders that all will be well. To be underneath the steps of our Gavin Newsom, Mayor Gavin Newsom, who took the step forward, who launched us forward, who stood up like a big brother that we always wished we had, stood up to the bullies and let us marry. To the spirit of Harvey Milk and Mayor Moscone, we when you watch that movie, remember history is continuing to be made, and we are the players on that stage. To the justices of the Superior Court who said, we're not issuing a temporary restraining order. I only see love and joy out there. Nothing to restrain. The Justice Weaver who stood up to death threats and started it out by saying marriage is a fundamental right and it's a denial of their right. And then and in the California Supreme Court, where the Chief Justice George started this all forward again by saying, you have an inalienable right to marry the person you love. That is a fundamental right. That is equality under the law. And so many of us have gotten married. 16,000 couples. Thanks to we are surrounded by love. So tonight it's with equal parts heartbreak and gratitude that we come together again. I know we were all ready to celebrate. I was ready to put this dress in plastic and be the bride and get to be the wife and just live happily ever after. I was ready. And I know we clawed our way to the top of the mountain and we gave more than we thought we could, and then we gave some more. And we had those tough conversations with our family members, with our friends, with our neighbors. We did things we never thought we could. We sat in front of phones and made phone calls to total strangers to talk about our lives. We stood on street corners and got called faggots and dykes. And we saw how much hatred there still is out in the world against us, and we stood up to it. And we got but in Atwater, and in Lodi, and in Fresno, and in Humboldt, and in Grass Valley. And when we saw the returns today, we made progress around the state. And that didn't come from just happenstance. That came from blood, sweat, and tears, and pride that we stood up and took action. That was us. So thank you. And just to remind us of what this movement is all about, I have some very special guests and a little surprise for everybody. Carolyn Loud, who is GSA ED, and will introduce.
Hi everyone, I'm going to introduce Brock Bindall, who's the treasurer of Gay Straight Alliance Network.
Hi everyone. It's been an interesting day. A day that started off being It's been an interesting day. One that started off being really gloomy, one that started off really dark. I woke up feeling really concerned about the future. And then I started looking at some of the demographics in the election. And I saw that if you look at the ages of all the different people who voted, we are carrying the future forward. Who are in the younger groups are absolutely with us. They are for equality for everyone. And that gave me hope into the future. And hope is what I think we all need. We have 16,000 marriages. I think we should make it 16,001. So I would like to ask my boyfriend.
necessarily like this, but for the fight for full marriage equality. And just remember,